Welcome back to V-Rule. We have that giveaway. Galarian Articuno tin going out to one lucky winner, 2 3-pack blisters of Stellar Crown going out to 2 additional winners, and a Pokemon Mystery Prize going out to a 4th winner overall. All you gotta do is do the usual things, right? Like, comment, subscribe, and in the description down below, I tell you exactly one step you need to take so that way you can enter this contest to win. We need to hit 2,500 subscribers, and along the way, at 2,000, we are going to do a giveaway. Haven't quite decided what we're doing yet, so stay tuned for that. Hit the bell because I post 7 days a week. This week in Pokemon, we have a lot to talk about, but specifically on Stellar Crown. It's not yet released. We're about 2 weeks away, coming up on September 13th for the official release date, although there are local game stores handing out those build and battle boxes, so that way you can do some of the pre-release going on for this set. Let's take a look over here. We are at Poke Beach, and they do a really good breakdown of showing you all the different cards within the set. So if you don't want to see this, you might want to skip ahead because I do show the good stuff. Some people like to know ahead of time. Others, and I've gone back and forth, others would rather leave it to a surprise for when they have the chance to open the cards. So I figure running through just the main set here, probably not as big of a deal, but my next slide here where I'm going to get to the real big hitters, illustration rares, special illustration rares, hyper rares, things like that. That might be where you want to skip a little bit, and that's okay. So I won't be offended. You know, this is your Pokemon journey, not just mine here. So they do a good job of kind of finding which Japanese cards are going to be released in English, and they break down the card into translation and find the, you know, the different move sets and everything like that, not just the Pokemon themselves. So they break it all down for you, which is really helpful, especially if you're going to be setting up for the TCG and playing the game, kind of starting to look at what kind of cards you may or may want to swap in or out of your deck. And then maybe even start looking at new frameworks for new decks based on these new sets. So this next side, we're going to look at the heavier hitters there. And of course, the 2 big ones that stand out right away are going to be that Bulbasaur and that Squirtle. These are ones that a lot of people are wanting. I'm one of those people. Why wouldn't you? They're part of the original 3 starters, 4 if you count Pikachu. So we had the Charmander opportunity in Obsidian Flames. If you're wanting to, I would say go get the Obsidian Flames ETB to make sure you have the set of 3, if that's something you're after, because it came out as a promo, and then now Stellar Crown having the Bulbasaur and Squirtle, and we are going to quick discuss a little bit more on that. But we have a few here. My goodness, these look pretty nice here. I think I like the size of this. If this is complete, where it's only 3 hyper rares and 6 special illustration rares, maybe it's 7. It looks like 6. Okay. I think that's a good set size, that we're not going crazy with way too many things to go after. However, I don't know if this is entirely complete set, not certain, but it gives us a lot of insight into what to expect in this upcoming set here. So thank you to Poke Beach there for unpacking all of that. I wanted to pull out a comment I recently received, recent as of yesterday. So this is just a screenshot from it, and this was on my Sunday Slip video. What up, man? Any chance you know pull rates on booster boxes? Trying to figure out if I should get a second booster box of Stellar Crown or just buy the Squirtle and Bulbasaur and save money for Surging Sparks. I know you've told me in the past you don't like to tell people how to spend their money, but at this point, I trust you like I trust my drills instructors. Your feedback definitely influences my habits. That's awesome. And while we're at it, you know, drop and give me 20, or actually probably just teach me to do a pull-up, because seriously, I need a drill instructor more than you do, but I'm sure. The reality is, I don't want to tell people how to spend their money, but I do like the fact that my research has a little bit of value to some people. So that is extremely humbling, and I appreciate your honesty there. I did respond to the comment, but I'm going to kind of let this out here for everyone, that these pre-releases here, the pre-sales, are usually inflated, although Twilight Masquerade showed us something else. But then we go to Shrouded Fable, we saw that Cassiopeia at 200. It's now down to like 75 or something like that. We had the Persian at like 40, 50 bucks, and now it's down to 25 or something. So it's hard to say in the most recent modern. Traditionally, you're going to see pre-sales inflated, and then they're going to trickle down pretty quickly in the first week, and then they start to stabilize and find their place, and they may start climbing back up. But after a week following release, That's a little bit more of a secure place to be looking. If we want to kind of break this down, a booster box, I don't know the pull rates currently, but a booster box in today's modern Scarlet and Violet era is going to be somewhere between like 10 and 14 hits. You could find a little bit more. It'd be sad if you hit a little bit less, but it's pretty safe to say in that 10 to 14 hit range. Let's just say 14 hits out of a booster box, all right? In those 14, that's less than half of the packs hitting, all right? There's 36, 18 would be half, 14 is less than half. In those 14, you're going to have anything beyond a holo rare. So you're going to have any sort of EX cards that come out of it, full art, A-spec, if you're lucky, illustration rare, special illustration rare, hyper rare, those kinds of things. So you're not really guaranteed to have a lot of opportunity in pulling a specific card or two specific cards. So if you're looking at 2 illustration rares, you could get 1 or 2 illustration rares out of the box. Could you hit a Squirtle and a Bulbasaur? Sure, it's possible, because I'm not the kind of person that says, you know, things aren't possible. Anything is possible. However, the probability is slim to none that that would happen. So if you're going to spend $100, $105 on a booster box, where are these two at currently in this inflated, probably inflated, pre-sale price? So let's take a look at those pre-sale prices to kind of have a little bit more consideration. So here you see blasted all over TCG Player, searching Stellar Crown, high to low, gives you a lot of sealed stuff, and then into some single cards. Everything says pre-sale because it's not officially out yet. However, we do have a lot of different individual cards listed. No pictures yet because it's not released, and usually they wait until release, so there's a guaranteed, you know, for sure. They could do what I did and show you on Poke Beach and have the probable cards that are in there, but they do a good job of just waiting till release and then putting it out. Maybe it's 1, to get them time to, you know, update their database, or 2, it's to be very sure. I have another thing that I live by a lot where it's not a thing until it's a thing. So if you have plans for something and it doesn't follow through, you didn't get your hopes up, you know, you didn't push for that. So if it actually comes to be, great, now it's reality. So if you're worried about something coming, oh man, what about this at work, and going on, it's not a thing until it's a thing. So kind of cross that bridge when you come to it. And the same thing on good stuff like this, where you have different cards in a pre-sale status, but waiting until that set releases. Now, it doesn't mean that these are unrealistic or you can't follow this and feel comfortable with them. Terrapogos EX, the special illustration rare, seems to be the heavy hitter, or at least they're pushing that, they being the market, not TCG Player. The market is pushing that. And the way it gets pushed is pre-sales. Pre-sales will dictate it. Someone will put it out there and say, this is what we think it costs to you, the buyer, and if people actually bite, well, then you have data to back that up. Looks like somebody spent $150 on a near mint. Now, that may be accurate. Sure, why not? If this was the Greninja, we all would have been like, $150? We don't even know yet. I don't know. And now it's almost a $300 card. It's coming down a tiny bit, but really, it's quite inflated there. Yeah, so maybe this is the new Greninja. From what I've seen on the little bit of artwork for it, I don't believe it to be so. I don't think a $100 card is unreasonable, but I don't think $150 is going to be where it lands. I don't think these $182 is going to be realistic. So that's just me. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Hard to say, especially in the most recent modern sets, because it's been a little bit wonky in what we've been used to. The typical that we've been used to all through Sword and Shield, and then really in the first half of the Scarlet and Violet era, has been pre-releases up here, and then it gets released, there's a big kick down, and then prices find where they land. And then you see growth in whatever direction. Typically up, even if it's subtle, or it's just plateaued. But that's the typical range. So my gut is saying, don't jump into this. However, you asked me about a booster box versus Bulbasaur and Squirtle. If you want to lock it in and guarantee yourself, and I think these are going to be the better illustration rares, I do agree with that. From this assessment here, Bulbasaur and Squirtle are the next 2 cards in line. We have $53 and $52 for the market price, listed about $50 on each of them. So Bulbasaur, $50, shipping included. Looks like we've had a handful of sales here. What is it? 4 sold between $50 and $55. Market price $53. What can you get it for right now? $50, good seller, good rating, a lot of sales. $50 shipped. Okay, could you lock that in and be secure? Sure. Could it come down to a $30 card because puller rates are great and this is printed more heavily? Sure. Will it eventually get up to 50 again? Hard to say at this point. It really is hard to say. The long term, it's probable because it's not a huge swing. However, is it guaranteed? I don't know. If it's just a card you want and you want to lock it in, make sure you beat that price, fine, you can. But it's a little risky at this point. I'm going to wait. Yes, I know. You see these cards and some of them you go, oh, I should have got that as a pre-sale because it went up. Like the Eevee from Twilight Masquerade, you know? Came out, it was $25. Okay, that seemed reasonable. Now it's $50. It's Eevee. That plays a part. Bulbasaur is going to be a similar situation. Squirtle could be a similar situation. As far as Pokemon to value, if there's some sort of ratio to put in there, something to think about. Squirtle, same thing. Says 45, got $5 shipping. We're at $50 right here for a near mint shipped. $50 again. So you're going to spend $100 on the 2 cards. It's guaranteeing the 2 cards you want. $100 and something on a booster box, where you may or may not pull either of them. It's kind of a toss-up. If you're really set on, you have that budget and you want these 2 cards, I'd say watch the singles because that's going to be your best bet. Singles are almost always the better way to go because even if you spend it on sealed product to open, packs to open, the chance of you pulling it is now related to pull rates. It's related to printout of that card. It's related to the probability of a hyper rare or a special illustration rare, and all of that comes into play. Stellar Crown, a beautiful end to the Scarlet and Violet generation. What? So Mondays I like to talk about Pokemon news, and it's just been heavily focused on Stellar Crown, and I actually like it with the comment to incorporate that from one of you. But to say it's the end, that's a great misnomer. All right, we are going to release just shy of 2 weeks here. And let's take a quick look at what this means. Sword and Shield main sets, all right? There are trainer galleries in some of them, right? Galarian Gallery. Let's go past that and just do solid sets, not McDonald's promos, not those little soccer ball promos. Yeah, that's what they were. So we have 1, 2, 3. Nope. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 with the promos, the official promos from the set, because that's a large pool of cards as well. So 18 total, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We know about Surging Sparks. 13, we have that Rocket set, the Gym Hero type set, and the Eevee set. All right, 14, 15, 16, maybe a couple others for next year. 17, 18. Stellar Crown's not the end. Where'd that come from? A great end. Maybe a great end to the Scarlet and Violet era in 2024. I mean, can we put that little asterisk there because that didn't make sense? I don't really know what the article's talking about, but like, okay, a beautiful end to the generation is a little bit misinterpreted there. So we still have a ways to go on Scarlet and Violet, at least next year, right? And we know of several sets coming out. I think the best is yet to come, and maybe that starts here with Stellar Crown, but Surging Sparks is going to be a really popular one. We got the Eevee set, the Rocket set, the Gym Hero style returning sets, I don't know. Really looking forward to it. But right now, the focus is Stellar Crown, and it's coming out mid-September. September 13th is the release date. So still available on Pokemon Center, the pre-orders for the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box, and you get that Noctowl stamped promo in here. So yeah, something to consider, but this set is on the horizon. It's the most recent one coming to us, and taking a step away from Shrouded Fable, which only feels like it just came out because of that delay, and now we're past it because of the quality of the set itself, I guess, really didn't keep it afloat that long. So Stellar Crown, looking forward to it. It'll be a little nice refreshing boost in the Pokemon TCG, and maybe I could boost your collection by giving you some cards. All right, Galarian Articuno tin from Crown Zenith, 2 Stellar Crown 3-pack blisters, and a Pokemon Mystery Prize going out to 4 lucky winners. All you got to do is go to that description below and see what to do. It's really easy. Leave a like on this video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. It's that simple. And of course, hit the bell because I post 7 days a week, which means I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.